Okay, so my last video that I did, which I just uploaded today, if you're watching this right now, all those were uploaded tomorrow because uploading takes a long time. But besides that, that's not the point. Anyway, so we talked about the Alvin and Chipmunks TV show. Now we're going to talk about what this means. So we're going to talk about more of the lines of the movies. So kind of a little bit of TV show, but not as much as I did with my other videos. So let's get into it. So with this going on, we'll start with something simple. So we do know, unfortunately, I have to say this because it's going to break my heart if I say this, but unfortunately, the live action movies have been sort of kind of ruled out, meaning like, they're sort of cancelled basically. Oh, that was so hard for me to say because I grew up with these movies. This was like the first iterations of the Chipmunks that I saw, and they look like chipmunks. So for me to say that out loud is quite terrified if you say that. But yeah, but that's been cancelled out. Whew. Cancelled is a very strong word, guys. Anyway, um, so the question is, you probably guys have it. It said, will they revive it? The live action movies. Yes, they can, only if they go to Disney and 20th Century Fox who do own the movies. I can see that happening, but if they don't, it's not really a point. And it's already dead, basically, kind of, in a way. But we do love this. I think we do love this version more than what we've seen so far with the series as well. Because these are iterations that you connect and fall in love with, and then one day they just cancel the whole thing. Like, well, why would you do that? So it's kind of like that basics. I don't know. I don't know what I said, guys. My brain's all over the place today, so give me a minute. Whew, okay. Anyway, I can see that happening unless they go to Disney and 20th Century Fox, like I said before. That's an if. That's an only if answer I can give you guys. Because I'm not expert. I can, but I'm not really. Anyway, besides that, I could possibly see Alvin Chipmunks 5 coming into this if they go to Disney and 20th Century Fox, like I said before. I could see a potential Alvin and Chipmunks, and who loves to make franchises, make lots and lots of cash, Disney. They just announced Toy Story 5, which I'm pretty excited about because I grew up with that as well. So I'm curious to see because Toy Story 4 was the final one. So I'm curious to see if they can do that. But Disney can make big franchises big. Like you see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, hello, they can do that. Unfortunately, they're having problems with that at the moment. But overall, the Disney brand's pretty good. Not Marvel's not doing so great, but the Disney brand's okay. Like, it's really, really good. But yeah, but also we said to ourselves, hey, there's no such thing as Ice Age 5, and they did it. 20th Century Fox proved that they could be fifth franchise. So I could see this potentially happening, like a live action movie with them in their current forms in Alvin Chipmunks 5. I can see that happening. If they go that route. But I don't know if they will, but it's a hope and a dream. So yes. So, just on a side note, Ross and Janice, who are the creators of the Chipmunks and the Chipmunks, produce all the movies. I think they did all the movies. And the producer is sort of like someone who makes the movies. So I'm not sure if they're partially involved with story-wise or story points. Maybe someone else is writing the stories to this. I don't know, but maybe it has to do something with that with their saying stuff. Oh, it's too risky. I'm not sure. I have to be careful what I say here. So yeah, so I'm not sure if it's entirely their fault the franchise is suffering. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I won't hold them against that. They like the Chipmunks say, they give you us, so we have to be respectful for that as well. So yeah, like I said before, yeah, we'll have to see if they can do that as well. Sorry, let's not tell you before that. So yes. So it's very hard in today's society to bring something back. Like, if you get what I mean. But it's very hard to bring something back, like a very, very old brand that they had for so many years. I mean, Alvin Chipmunks came out during the 60s. Whew, they're getting old. In chipmunk years, because animals, are a bit older in animal years than we humans, so it would make sense. But yeah, but it's very hard to bring something back. I mean, they've tried to bring stuff back, but it hasn't really clicked. Oh, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like, they're trying to bring the Muppets back. They're still uncurrently today, unfortunately. Let's see, the Smurfs. I mean, they got a new show which I checked out. It's better than Alvin Chipmunks, like I say. It's pretty cool. Yeah, really, really good stuff there. But the Smurfs live action movies, the first one did pretty good. So did the first Muppets movie, but they didn't really hit with the second one as well. So this proves that the Chipmunks still hold up today. And also, Chip and Dale, you got their movie making not a lot of money like the Chipmunk movies, but they're kind of up there with them. You've got all these different brands, but they don't really click with audience today. And it's weird and also really, really weird. We want them to do well, but also, like, how do you connect with audience today? And plus, things change. You might have loved Alvin Chipmunks when you were little, but how do you connect with them today? And especially when you're growing up and you sort of not lose interest, but sort of like, this story again, we've done this story already. So you need to click with grown-up audiences as much as kids do today. So I think that's what the problem is. They're not connecting with audiences. The Chipmunks, I think, have something very special. I mean, they connect with different fans at different levels. Like, they've got elder fans, they've got younger, like, littler fans. They've got the in-betweeners, which is kind of us, sort of, if you get what I mean. Teenagers, young adults, in-betweeners like us. But I think it's very hard to click with something because they're trying to make something for kids, and I understand that, but kids have so many television choices and movies to this day. As adults, we don't have a lot of choices of what we watch. I mean, there's adult movies and adult stuff, but there's nothing on the range of that. And I'm glad Disney has pushed the envelope with Chip and Dale, saying, "Oh, this is not a kids' movie. This is a growing up with Chip and Dale, but at the same time, you can still enjoy it." So I think that's what the problem is. Because they're trying to connect with all these fans, but it's like, connect with them, with the older fans more, and then have something for kids as well. So yeah, so that's very interesting to put in sense as well, because you think, they're relevant to today still, but their movies and all their media stuff hasn't really worked out as I hoped. So yeah, if they are going to bring the Chipmunks back at some point, maybe in the future, we don't know. At some point, can I just suggest one thing? I think all of you will agree with me. Like I said, we talked about, making them grow up with older fans and also younger generations as well. So, can you make, like, the Chipmunks, like, because the Chipmunks, I don't know why they do this. They think they're kids. They're not kids. They're animals. And animals, age. So I would like to see the Chipmunks sort of aged up a bit with the audiences who've grown up with the Chipmunks. I would like that. Like, you can make them grow up with the audiences instead of just sticking to one route. Because I think that's what the problem is. We want the Chipmunks to grow up a little bit more. So hopefully that could be like a little thing that they do in the future as well. And plus, as fans, they have to get creative. So with that, because they're like, oh, we're not doing that. Like, why? Like, for example, Chip and Dale, like I said before, they're growing up with the audiences that grew up with the shorts, right? And they're growing up with the audiences. I think that's what Alvin Chipmunks should do. They should grow up with the audience that they have now. Because it's very hard to please audiences, and I don't think audiences want to see fart jokes or really like fart jokes or just really that weird comedy. I mean, comedy's different to that, but comedy's more like laughters and stuff. So yeah, they've got to really work on that. So yeah, so make the characters grow up with the audience more. That's what I would say to you guys, and probably you guys, 100% of you guys will probably agree with me with that. So that's interesting. So yeah, so speaking of the creators of Ross and Janice, have to be careful what I say here. Like, I do not disrespect anyone, but I respect them, created the Chipmunks. Well, Russell's father actually created them, and are bringing them us, but they're falling behind in today's society as well with things that they sort of like I think they're running out of ideas. I guess that's why I don't want to sell them to a really good company who's going to do them justice, because they haven't really been up there. They're not media, they're not up there in media status, if you get what I mean. Like, if you go on the news, they're not really up there. So I think they want to, sell the Chipmunks so they can see, what they do with them next. I think that's the whole point. And also, Dad has created the Chipmunks as well. Cannot forget that. If it wasn't for the Chipmunks today, I don't think the Chipmunks would survive in this world. To be honest, thank you, Chipmunks. Thank you, Janice Carmen, for creating Chipmunk female characters. There you go. Speaking of Janice Carmen, who's the creator of the Chipmunks and also works for Ross. I think I've seen her on one interview. Did she do a book or something recently? I saw a video that she did a book on the Chipmunks. I'm not sure if that's true. I'll have to check that out. I've seen it in interviews. She's very nice and loving and, very, has that caring side to her. And I think she's got some really great ideas of what she wants to do with the Chipmunks. I think she's the only idea. I think she's the only one having ideas about what to do with the brand next. And so, it's hard because they try to appeal to all audiences, but I think they're missing the disconnection with that as well. And also, she created the CGI series as well. It's not Ross's name up there, even though he helps behind the scenes. It's her name up there. She's probably shooting her fruits and, this is a disaster. I mean, it's not entirely her fault. I think Nickelodeon had something to do with that, and Viacom CBS making that awful as well as the experience as well. But yeah, someone said that they would like to see them go to Disney. I don't know why. They should have called Disney by now, like, hey, we've got something for you guys. Come and get them. So they should call up Disney. So I would say focus on selling the Chipmunks. And just, we're not going to see them for a long time. So focus on selling the brand, getting it ready, call Disney up. Call Disney up, please. Just call Disney up. Maybe their kids can do it. They've got adults and kids. Maybe they can get a word in there. But overall, the Chipmunks are going to have a long hiatus, like a very long hiatus, like really long. So we won't see them for a while. So what do you think? What do you think of my idea going to Disney? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the next video, guys.